Hello, hello. We're live. Doing a bit of a jerry-rig live as well. It's kind of a weird one because we've got this weird little thing set up. Because I'm going to try and put these lives on YouTube. So yeah, good morning everyone. How's it going? How you doing? Nice to see you all. Welcome to the live video. So I'm going to try and put them on YouTube, which means I've had to sort of make this dual thing. I've got two phones there and they're sort of stuck together with tape and cardboard and things to one in way so that we can do a horizontal so we can put it on YouTube, and one so we can do this live, which is mad. But that's how it's going. So hello, sorry, hoodied up. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the live. I just realised I forgot my little bit of paper as well, which is over there. So I'm going to go and get that because it's got all the things I wanted to talk about, because there's lots to talk about. Okay, there's a lot to talk about. If you're not familiar, welcome to the live. Welcome. Yes, thank you. Welcome to the live, and I hope you're doing well. This is your chance to ask me anything, your chance to talk to me and tell me where you're from and what you're doing and all of this sort of stuff. I want to hear from you, so ask me questions. I'm more than happy to hear from you. I'll do my best to answer all of them for you in between me blathering about all sorts of nonsense. And you'll get used to it. You'll get used to me just talking crap, so don't worry about that. Anyway, so lots of cool stuff been going on and lots of news as well. There's been loads of news. Some kind of scandalous news as well. You know, it's a bit shocking, really. The angle, yeah. Sorry, I'm really sorry about the angle. It's yeah, we're trying to. We'll figure it out. We're going to get a better system for this, but right now, best camera find this year. Good question. Best camera find this year. Probably the MA Titanium. Ooh, would it be? Would it be? I mean, that was the most expensive. It doesn't mean it's the best. That's actually a really good question. There's been a couple of really nice ones. There's been a couple of really nice Hasselblads that I found this year, which I've really enjoyed. And just a lovely Nikon set as well, which I got recently. Hey from San Diego. What's up, San Diego? How you doing? Hello from Chile. Chile, wow, brilliant. Welcome. Greetings from West Vancouver. Need a diopter kit from Mamiya 7 II. That, I'm afraid, is really hard to find. That is not going to be easy to find one of those. I'd love to be able to say that I could just find one for you, but not so easy. What's the difference between a 51.2 SSC and a 51.2 SSC aspherical? It's in the name, the aspherical element. So it is going to have less curvature in the image. It's going to be a sharper image throughout the entire frame of the image. Hence aspherical, because they have the curved lenses to compensate for the curvature in the image. Aspherical, yes. And also the price, because the price is insane. Yeah, it's only about 3 degrees out. Yes, I know. Hold on. Look, if I'd like to try and wiggle it to try and make it a bit straighter. Bear with me for just 1 second. All right, I'm just going to try and wiggle it and get it a bit straighter, because it's not very straight. Yeah, it could be a bit straighter, couldn't it? Hold on a second. Ah, there we go. Aye. How's that? Happy now? Happy now? Yeah, that's a bit straighter, isn't it? There we go. Sorry, like it's a total MacGyver job. I'm telling you, it's seriously a total MacGyver job. How I've stuck this. There's all lots of tape and all that sort of crap. Right, let's see. How many rolls of film have I shot this year? Be honest. Hasn't been that many. I haven't had time. Probably about. Well, there's 10 sitting over there that I haven't developed. So I'm going to say about 30. Also, which is pretty low for me. I think about 30 this year so far. What's the most exciting film accessory for you this past year? Or what's something you're excited about that's coming out soon? I'm going to get to that. In fact, that's actually really good timing. We can segue into that. So, Reveni Labs. Not sure if you've heard of Reveni Labs. If you haven't, go follow them. Check out their Instagram. Really nice guy from Matt from Canada, and he's a genius. And he's come up with some really cool stuff, like a spotlight meter. I think I've got it over here somewhere. But yes, here we go. This is it. This is Raveni Labs, one of his toys. He's just come up with a Kickstarter, and you should totally go and check it out. It's on the website now. I've put something on the site, and he's come up with this device that can test the shutter speeds and apertures and for accuracy on cameras. And you know, for a machine like this in the past, you'd have to pay an awful lot of money for a machine by one of the manufacturers, and they were only available to engineers, terribly expensive, very hard to repair. And he's bought out this machine for like 400 bucks, you know, 300 and something bucks. Absolutely amazing. It's on Kickstarter now. Absolutely deserves your support. If you're interested in fiddling around with cameras in any possible way, or if you have a camera store, this is perfect. This is perfect. I think this is one of the most exciting things I've seen this year. And definitely should go and check it out. It's on the website now, so there's an article, but do go and check out their Kickstarter, and do make sure you go and support them. I think what they're doing is really, really good. And this is what I've been talking about in the past. I think the future of film photography is going to be less about large companies, and it's going to be more about independent manufacturers bringing out these really interesting products that help you do a lot of the stuff you would have traditionally expected a manufacturer or a store to do, and gives you the opportunity to turn it into a hobbyist thing yourself, which is cool. So yeah, I'm very excited about that actually. Very excited indeed. What are your thoughts on the Nikon ZF? Value for money? I have no idea. Don't even know how much one costs. No idea about digital stuff. I've heard it's good, but I've never used one, so sorry. Do you ever come across interesting Takahashi telescopes? Fluorite glass? I haven't, no, not at all. But I tell you what is interesting. I know somebody who used to make telescopes, and now he makes camera lenses. That's right, our friend Mr. Miyazaki. Mr. Miyazaki, MS Optics, who makes these incredible lenses, which you can buy on the website now as well, by the way, go and check them out. He makes these amazing lenses. Well, he started off his career, he was actually a telescope designer for Takara Tomy, the toy maker, and made telescopes for youngsters. And then, you know, sort of as he retired, he wanted to do something with his knowledge and expertise, and he started making MS Optics lenses. Pretty cool, huh? So, very nice, very nice. Thank you. Hey, Jaden, what's up? How's you doing? Good evening, New York. It's Nasir, he's always here. Nasir is always here. Welcome. Hi from Denmark. Any update with your slide film? Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. Okay, the Fujifilm thing. I'm not meant to say that. The puffer fish film thing. In case you didn't know, I got served with a cease and desist by a large company which is named after a mountain, and has complicated things somewhat, an awful lot, because I've spent so much money and so much time, and yeah, it's kicked the ball like the opposite direction of the goalposts. So yeah, very, 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 very frustrating. I still hope, I mean, we got right to the end. We've got right to the bit where we were about to produce, and then that happens. Yeah, and they, they've got a better legal team than I could ever dream of having, so not even gonna argue with them. Not even gonna argue with them on that. Hello from Canada. What is the oldest camera you use today? I use a Sony Mavica FD200. The oldest camera that I use personally, the oldest camera that I've got is over 110 years old, but I don't use it. But the oldest camera that I personally use is probably about 50 or 60 years old. I've got a Nikon F in there, which is, yeah, pushing 60. More than 60. Yeah, so yeah, I use some pretty old cameras. Actually, in fact, I've got even older. I've got a 3F in here, I don't use it very much, but I do use it. So yeah, that's pretty old. Hey, good Jaden. Things are all right. I actually had the flu last week. I had the flu over the weekend. I was absolutely rotten, and I'm feeling better now. So thanks for asking. Really appreciate it. Cheers, mate. Fuga Bell starting early today. Yeah, it is. How did you get hooked on photography? Hooked on monkey phonics? When I was a teenager, I guess, probably when I was in my early teens, I lived in a small village in the UK, and there wasn't much to do. There wasn't many people about, and I had found my dad's SLR camera, which I still have. This very camera here. Not you. Trying to come out. You. This very camera here, which I used back then when I was about 13 or 14. And I still use now. And yeah, I started taking pictures and I was hooked. From then on, I was absolutely taken by it. And that was it for me. That was the nail in the coffin, as they say. Yeah, good question, thank you. He's from Toronto, I met him, good guy. Yeah, great. I'm glad to hear it. Where do you love to photograph most in Tokyo? Coming there next week. So weird thing is, I don't actually shoot that much in Tokyo nowadays because I don't go into central Tokyo that much unless I really need to. And I've shot so much of it, so I prefer to shoot around where the office is, where I have my office here, which is Western Tokyo, Asagaya, Koenji, Nakano. They've still got this sort of Showa vibe going on from this older era of Japan, which I think is really cool. And it's pretty conducive to nice shots. So if I'm going to shoot anywhere in Tokyo, it's probably going to be around here. But, you know, Tokyo is massive. There's so much to shoot. There's just so much, you know, and especially if it's your first time, you're just going to be blown away. You're going to have an absolute blast. What do you think of lomography film sticks, or I guess you mean stocks? Lomography, actually, that's some good news as well. Lomo reduced their prices. Yep. You heard it here. Well, you probably heard it everywhere else as well, including Lomo. They reduced their prices by up to like 20% or 30%, right, on 120 film. So definitely go and get some. Yeah, go and get yourself some of that bargain film. I don't know how they're able to afford it. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're doing it. So that's pretty cool. Now, yeah, speaking of film, there's a couple of other things I want to get off my chest. There's a Harman thing coming. And I only know this because I saw it on social media. Yeah. And it wasn't until I actually contacted them that they said they're going to send me something. I don't know what it is. I've been kept completely in the dark, out of the loop on this one. Not sure why. They contacted everybody else apart from me. But there you go. Them's the breaks. But yes, there is something coming from Harman. Nobody will tell me because everybody's signed an NDA. So, you know, that's how it goes. So yeah, there's the Harman mystery coming. There's also something interesting as well. Fujifilm, that company that everybody loves so much and cares so deeply for the film industry, that they've decided to invest in a factory in Japan, west of Tokyo, and it's going to be film factory. But it's not what you think before you get your hopes up. Yeah, everybody on Reddit was there going, woo, more film, they're investing in films, I told you so. Fuji isn't the bad guys, you know, they're not just taking it from frozen stocks. Yes, they are. It's an Instax factory. What, you think they're just suddenly going to build a new film factory? Of course they're not. They're going to just upgrade their Instax factory. That's what's happening. So, yeah. And I'll tell you how I know this, because I know somebody who is on the shareholders, or a major shareholder with Fujifilm, and they get to go to the annual general meetings and they get to see what's on the agenda. And they told me quite some time ago, Fuji has absolutely no interest or investment in traditional film. So there you go. Anyway. Right, let's see. Hi from Portugal. What's up, Portugal? You know, everything's happened now that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. Fight Fuji. So when the world eventually asks you to pay $60 a roll for Portra 400, what would you do? Is it even worth it? Well, it already is practically that much here. It's ridiculous. It's like $30 a roll here already. But that's Japan, and that's because the yen is really weak compared to the US dollar. So importing the stuff costs a fortune. I believe prices in the US are a lot better. Kodak, yeah, they are upping their manufacturing process as opposed to other companies. They have employed a couple of hundred or more, I think, new staff. They're increasing their production facilities. So in anticipation of producing more film, actual film, which means you are going to see a price reduction there as stocks become more available, you know, supply and demand and all of that. It takes a while for this to happen. This isn't something that can just happen overnight. You know, it takes like a couple of years to get everybody trained up, to get the machines working properly, everything calibrated, everything into production before you start seeing an impact on the shelves. But you will. So that is a good thing. And I commend Kodak greatly for that. So cheers from Mexico City. Any thoughts on the Zenzonon RF 100mm for the Bronica 645? If you can find one, they're hard to find. Hard to find lens. It's a cool lens, and it's such a cool camera system, which I can't sell anymore because they're so fragile, and repairing them is headache, let's say. So yeah, I can't deal with them anymore, but they are very, very cool. So and that lens is amazing, absolutely amazing. Greetings from Texas, Bellamy. Any tips on metering street pan for infrared? Now, different schools of thought on that, because you're going to have to put a filter on it, aren't you? I have done it in the past, and I believe other people have done it in the past successfully at about 200. So give that a go. There is an article, in fact, there's 2 articles on the website about shooting street pan in infrared. So if you want to go and check them out, it will give you all the information you need to do that and give you some ideas and tips as well. Best Leica camera, the one you got in your hand. I don't know. I'm going to say mine, my MP6, but that doesn't always, you know, mean it's the best camera for you. This might be the best camera for you, or this might be the best camera for you. You don't know. And by the way, these are all for sale, so if you do think it's the best camera for you, you're welcome to come and buy it. You know, yeah, everything's available on the site as well. By the way, if you want to come and buy a camera, just hit the website. We've got loads of stuff available, including this just came in. Quite exciting. And I'm not sure if you know what this is. I'm sure some of you do. This is a, if I don't break it, this is a Light Lens Labs lens. This is the Elcan 50 f2, which is based off the original Elcan lens, which was a military application lens made by the Elcan Lights factory in Canada, and they were legendary lenses and were found on the KE7 set, which is like 40 grand now. So yeah, now you can have a replica of one of those for like $1,000, and it's a pretty good lens as well, actually. That's going to be available on the website at some point later today, once I've done stuff. What's your favorite medium format camera? Probably the Machina 6.7. That's the one I got on the most with. I don't shoot a lot of medium format. What's the best flash for Leica M's? Probably the SF flashes, the SF20, 24, I think. I've got one somewhere. No idea where. I don't usually shoot flash, not nowadays. When are you coming to New York? Oh man, I wish. With the way the dollar against the yen is at the moment, it's terrifying. I've been living on the streets fighting rats for pieces of pizza, you know, it'd be mad. Do you know any film places in Okinawa? I don't actually. You're probably Kitamura camera. There'll be a Kitamura camera in Okinawa, definitely will, and they sell film, so check them out. You can always go and have a look on Yahoo. That should be able to help you. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Nasir, I'd love to come to New York, man. It would be an honor. Konnichiwa. Hey, thank you very much. Konnichiwa to you too. When comes, please look me. I will, man. I will for sure. If I come to New York again, I'll be looking a lot of people up. I'll be doing meetups, photo walks. I am in the process of writing a book about me. Well, no, not about me, about cameras and about what I do and stuff. And I'm sure that there'll be some kind of book toury, signy thingy that I have to do. And I hope to be able to do that in the US, in New York, which would be absolutely fantastic. So I'll definitely be there at some point. I will be back. You know, I've got a lot of cool people that I miss. So yeah, I'll come. 220 black and white is my best guess for Harmon. Yeah, I've got no idea. I'm not even going to speculate at all. It could be anything. I mean, the way the film industry is going at the moment, could be anything. But cheap as Canon FTB-QL, which is a very interesting camera. We'll start to remove the body panels of switch gear and strip the paint ready to center. Chrome plating face in chrome finish. Yeah, that will be goofy. It would be epic if that Kodak briefcase would open and shine like the one in Pulp Fiction. I should make that happen. Do you want to know what's in it right now? What's in this right at this moment is a ridiculous collection of manuals for just about everything. Linhoffs, let's see, Contaxes, Nikons, Ecofot, light meters, let's see, old Konica paper bags, RZ67 professional manual, let's see, a Revere instruction manual, Bronica ETRS, owner's manual for a Horseman, Copal #1 shutters, Linhoff, more Linhoff, Polaroid backs, Hasselblad bellows, roll eyes. Like, I'm not joking. Instructions R4S. It's all in here. It is all in here. Panagore automatic lenses. I've got a collection of weird, unusual, and interesting manuals. I collect weird stuff because I'm a weird guy. You know. So what about says the reason you know about Fuji's factory because it's being built next door? Well, the Fuji, they're not interested in traditional film. It's not part of the agenda anymore. It's not worth investing because the amount of production required would cost them too much money. So their heavy focus is on obviously the XTs, but Instax. Instax is one of their biggest growing and has been their biggest growing products for quite some time. The market for it here is huge. So yeah, Instax, that's what they're all about now. Glass Key, yeah man, representing the boys. Glass Key, yeah, San Franciscan house. Do like those guys. Nice to have them around. Buy film and not megapixels real. Yeah, you know it. Bit of an odd question, Bellamy, but, and this is from Purcell Riley, what system lens combo would you take for photojournalism nowadays? Photojournalism, it's not really something I've done, I think, ever. Probably the R8, the Leica R8, because it is so easy to use, though it isn't very inconspicuous. I couldn't say, because photojournalism isn't something that I've done a great deal of or really have done any of. So good question though. Any opinion on the Zuno 51.1 LTM? Yes, absolutely incredible lens. Groundbreaking, in fact. It was one of the fast lenses. It was one of the early fast lenses. It was, you know, when you consider that and the Fujinon and the Nikon, and much later on the Canon 0.95, but that didn't really come into the top three, and the top three was the Zuno, the Fujinon, and the Nikon. Groundbreaking piece of glass from a small and fascinating company. For IR Street Panel, shooting at 200 with an R72 looks ripper with a Cinex room for exposure. Thank you, Purcell. Yes, it does. It looks great. I've got a photo on the wall which I love, which was done by Michael, and it's of Mount Fuji in infrared. It's just beautiful. In fact, it's on the back of one of our t-shirts, so if you want to go and buy one of our t-shirts or a hoodie, you know, you can go over to the Teespring, which is in the link in the bio and all of that, and go and grab some stuff, because that helps us to do videos and things, and it will help me buy a better thing than that MacGyver ass thing I've got over there, which is all stuck together. There goes the door. I bet I'm gonna have to. Oh, I bet I'm gonna have to go and get something else. Have you heard anything about Light Lens Labs' Zeiss Hologon remake? I have not. No, yes, I have actually. I saw I got a sneaky look at their future production list. Okay, and I saw what they were going to make. That was DHL taking some cameras off to new homes. Some people are going to get their cameras and they're going to be happy. Yes, I saw their sneaky list. I know what they're going to be making over the next, the roadmap for the next few years, and the Zeiss Hologon was on there, so I should imagine it'd be very interesting. I haven't seen their Noctilux. I know this Cook Speed Pancro was supposedly amazing. Never actually got my hands on one. That's the weird thing. You know, I had contact with them for a while, and they were really excited, and then they just dropped off. You know, who knows? Thoughts on the Horseman 842 convertible? Can't say I have many because I have never used one, I'm afraid. Sorry. What would be a good flash option for the Nikon rangefinder system? Don't know. I mean, the original flashes need bulbs. Good luck finding those. At least ones that work. You're gonna need a slave unit or something like that, and then maybe an external flash like a sun pack or even contacts or something. I'm not good with flash, as you can tell. I don't do much flash photography, so I'm currently working with Nikon FM with 50mm lens. What would you reckon for a wide angle lens? 28 or a 24? If you're really brave, a 21, 20, but 28 is usually good for me, wide angle wise. 24 is getting there, so plenty of options available for the Nikon F as well. I mean, it's a Nikon F, for goodness sake, so you've got lots of choices. Let's see. Oh yes, there was some other news. Cases like the Rosetta Stone of film photography. Yeah, it's pretty close. There's some other news. Pentax. Yeah, right. What was the whole thing a couple of weeks back? Oh yes, we're going to release 2 film cameras by the end of 2024. Said the head, or some guy from Pentax Europe or Ricoh Imaging Europe. And I think he got a bit of a slap on the wrist for that, because he was speaking out of turn, because Ricoh Imaging said, oh no, don't know what you're talking about. We're thinking about it. We don't even know if we're actually going to make one yet. Well, that's just dandy, isn't it? You know. But I was a bit skeptical when this guy said, oh yeah, 2 by the end of the year. Having had experience in, you know, researching and trying to build a camera, it's not something even a large company like that could just knock together in a year. It takes more time than that. It just takes so much more time than that. So I was skeptical, but yes, he was speaking out of turn. So there you go. Will you be able to address issues you're facing with the new film in your book? Possibly, I'm not sure yet. Certain legal things about that which make it quite difficult to talk about. It would have to be gone over by a lawyer. So yeah, is Fuji still making microfilms? I don't know, actually. Don't believe so. Not as far as I know. Can you talk about the Canto M6J? What finish? It was semi-gloss or regular gloss? It was regular gloss. That's already gone to its owner. Absolutely beautiful, that thing was. Absolutely gorgeous. Custom painted M6J. Took a long time. It did take a long time. The wait time is pretty long now, but it was worth it. I mean, if you haven't seen it, go and check out the Instagram, because it's on there, and it looked, yeah, amazing. Have you shot much Polaroid lately? Yeah, I know, expensive as, but I've got mixed feelings on the new i2. I haven't shot any Polaroid lately. Haven't shot any. It's really expensive here, and yeah, so I haven't shot any of that. Max Analog Insights got me thinking about the Kowa 6. What's your view on the various models within that system? Kowa 6 is really interesting. It is a very, it's like the Japanese Hasselblad, I guess. It's a really cool camera. I saw the Analog Insights video. Max's stuff is always great. I have always steered clear of them because they are, Kowa and the Norita are very susceptible to breaking and very hard to repair. So I've always steered away from supplying them. But they have Kowa lenses, which, you know, Kowa are famous for their lenses, especially their Promenades and not just the asphericals, but their stuff which is popular with the movie crowd now, because they made these anamorphic lenses which were just amazing. So let's see, do you remember the first photo you took that took your breath away? Yeah, actually I do. Yeah, I do. And it was, I've been taking a lot of pictures for a long time, and most of them were rubbish, and I hadn't really put a huge amount of thought into them. And then I was at home, living at my mum's house after I'd just finished college, and it was, I had nothing to do, I had no money, I was broke, but I had a camera, I had that camera, that Minolta, and there was a local camera shop, and he had cheap film, like real cheap film, bargain bucket stuff, and he had filters, cheap filters, like 50p a pop. So I bought a bunch and stacked filters and just played around, and I took this soft macro image of a daffodil on a black background that I did in my bedroom, and I thought, wow, I took that. I mean, it just blew me away that I'd taken that, you know. And I was just like, again, that was another hook. It was another like, oh, I've got to keep on doing this. I just got so much pleasure from experimenting with that and finding a way of doing it. It just was so much fun for me. I'm sorry you've had to go through so much crap to see one of your dreams come to life. Yeah, it has been a lot. It has been a lot. Thank you though. Favorite Rolleiflex lens, Zenar, Planar, etc. Zenitar. My mentor believed that the 3.5 Planar was the absolute best lens on the Rolleiflex, and while I defer to him on most things, I disagree with him on that one. I prefer the Zenitar on it myself. So yeah, so that's some of the things that's been going on. By the way, Kai's book, this is a good book as well. It wasn't written by me. I did not write this book, even though people seem to think I wrote this book. This was a project by Andrew Bellamy, not me. Analog Photography. It's worth getting. Good book. Silver Grain Classics sent me another mag, so thank you very much to them. Always nice to see a Silver Grain Classics. They are extremely well produced. Smells nice. And this has got, oh, it's got Takakayo in it. He's got his stuff from Hong Kong. The last of the neon signs, because they're all disappearing, you know, which is really sad. It's such a shame, but it's kind of how it goes, I'm afraid, as time moves on. So let's see. Any more questions? Does the MR9 adapter work with the Yashica Map 124G? I think it does. Not entirely sure. If you, I'd have to check. I think it does though, yeah. But you can always drop me an email and I will answer any questions. Yeah, and if you have any questions, if you want to ask me something, if you want to find a camera, if you want to know about something, if you want to buy one of my fabulous, lovely cameras or an absolutely incredible lens, you can always just drop me an email through the website. I always answer. So if you don't get a reply, go check the spam box, because I always reply. Unless you're a scammer, and then I don't reply. Yeah, and I get plenty of them. By the way, this is for sale on the site. This is really unusual. This is special. This is a Leica Historica 1975 to 2000, which was done by the LHSA in America in conjunction with Leica. This is a tri-Elmar. So it's a 28, a 35 and a 50 millimeter aspherical lens, f4. So you've got 3 lenses in one, and it is really quite amazing. I've had this on the site for a while, and the owner wants me to sell it. So if you're interested in this rare beauty, because I think there's very few of them in the world, you can always drop me a line, and I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it, show you it, sell it to you, you know, all those sorts of lovely things, all the boxes and all that sort of stuff. And we've got loads of cool stuff as well. Loads of cool cameras at the moment. We've got Leica MPs, we've got like the cheapest CLE you could possibly imagine. I've got a cheap watch as well, so come and get some stuff. Please come and get some stuff. There's always something available on the website. Let's see. Who's your top 3 of all time for black and white photographers? That is a really difficult question. I'm gonna say Salgado is up there, probably. Koudelka and Robert Frank, maybe. It's so hard, just off the top of my head. But because there's too many, and then I'll be reminded of others and go like, oh no, oh my god, yeah. So yeah, that's a difficult one. But off the top of my head, just like that. Yes, those guys. If you've just joined us, welcome. Thank you for joining. It's nice to have you here. This is JCH Live. This one I'm going to put back. We're going to put it on YouTube as well, so you can go and have a look at it on YouTube, and you can see some of the questions that I've answered, and you can probably ask more questions, because people have been requesting for me to put these in long format up on YouTube, so I'm going to do my best to do that for you. And you can always check out the YouTube channel. I put up a new video last week. The format's changed a little bit. We're still trying to do it, so go and check that out. Did a nice video about the 903 SWC Hasselblad, super wide coolness. You can always go and check that out. That would be really nice if you did. Happy to reach out to do an article on Agfa Optima sensor. Yes, please, 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 because I love that camera. I want one so much, and an article on the site would be great. Yeah, if you've got an article you would like to contribute to the Japan Camera Hunter website, please drop me a line. If you want to show me your bag, drop me a line. You know, I'm always here. I'm waiting for you. So, let's see, best stream ever. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So yeah, we've got still plenty of other stuff to sell. We've got Akagi bits for your winding needs. We've got MS optics lenses. Got film, plenty of film. If you need some film, come and get some. Got t-shirts, got hoodies. So go and check the link tree in the bio on the Instagram, or on the bit down underneath the YouTube video with all of the gubbins in it. And it'll all be there, everything you need to know to go and get it and help us out. It would be really cool. If you want to subscribe to the JCH Instagram, you can do as well on here. It would be a pleasure to have you. I will be doing behind the scenes and more exclusive content for people like that. That would be cool. So yeah, and that is about it. I have got work to do, because you know there's people want to buy some cameras, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, people want to buy some cameras, and who am I to stop them? So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please come and make sure you subscribe, like, all of that sort of stuff, and keep on shooting film. Be cool to one another, and I'll see you all again soon.